What the hell? Bro dived out the window. Yes! Was that a fucking chair? I just... I'm hiding in a fucking biffer. No, my biffer's been destroyed!
My biffer's been
destroyed. A grenade came and it fell apart like Lego. I was like, no! I knew as soon as those panels were no longer one mesh, the cover was blown.
Why is the hip fire on MMG so bad? Arguably, that's like one of the biggest things an MMG should have.
Yes, I managed to defibber guy. I got one in. I got his tootsies, brother. I got his toes.
Right, the combat sniper don't quite work in Wars game mode.
The furry destroyer. That's a bit awkward. Bro.
We can do things.
Oh, yes! He missed. I thought I was a goner, so I ran into fire on the floor and died, for God's sake. I thought it was a JPEG.
There you go. Do you want to hear what that sounds like through my mic? Stop joking it!
There's 3 engineers on top of this tank. I hear a tank. Oh! That poor... I didn't realise that tank had a dude repairing for a hat, and he might have saved his tank, but he's no longer here. Right, so the Battlefield beta has been and gone, and I've got to admit it was absolutely worth every minute playing it. It was absolutely brilliant and a major step up from 2042, which I'm going to be honest, the bar is like in the minuses, so to be fair, they didn't really have much work to do to make a good reliable beta. It just had to be a good game. That was literally it. And I do believe, to be fair to them, they've actually gone and done it this year. I mean, they really had to bring it back after 2042, because that was yeah, I played it probably for like the first month before I'd had enough. I mean, to be fair to the Battlefield guys, they don't really have to do anything major to beat 2042. They just have to make like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, but make it not shit. That's all they had to do. Doing Battlefield 2042 in preparation for the new one, it feels horrible. It's like, the best way I could describe it is, imagine if Roblox created a Battlefield. That's kind of how 2042 plays in relation to the Battlefield 6 beta. The recoil is the main thing that bothers me. In Battlefield 6, it felt really good, even in beta stage. 2042 as of current, the recoil feels, I guess you could say, scripted. It doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel organic. It kind of feels like your gun shakes itself in a certain way. I mean, I know that's a really weird way to describe it, but that's kind of how it feels in 2042. Whereas in Battlefield 6, when you fired your gun, it felt like it had some meat to it. It felt like the recoil was biological, genuine. Like, it wasn't just your screen being shaken by a monkey on your shoulders. It actually felt like the gun was causing it. I can't describe it, but I'm sure anybody that's played it will understand. The gunplay was gorgeous. It really, really was. I mean, my only real beef, other than a few balancing issues, is the main menu. I mean, it looks like... It sort of looks like that Netflix R menu you've been getting lately from things like Call of Duty. Like, it just looks... I think we should bring back the vertical menus, personally, the ones that go up, down. It just has more character. This new design that seems to be the norm for shooter games, or games in general, really, that have multiple modes or whatever. It's like, you can see here, it just kind of looks really, really reminiscent to Call of Duty. And not only that, but it's really, really reminiscent to just Netflix. I don't know why we need to do it like this. It's really boring. I mean, without the branding, you probably wouldn't be able to tell these games apart if you've never played them before. If you had to guess, you'd probably be like, oh, You probably just say COD by default. It's kind of boring to see it like this. I was hoping they would do something a bit more like the old style Battlefield way. I was hoping for maybe like the Battlefield 3 or 4 style menus, but I mean, it's just a menu. It doesn't really matter. It's not the end of the world, and I mean, it's obvious enough that even I can navigate it, so it's not really an issue. No one should really struggle. It'd just be nice to see something a bit different for the menus, I guess. But it's a menu. You're playing the game. You're not sat there looking at a menu all day. The classes was the biggest thing that made me go mental before I'd even set foot in the game. So I had heard they had gone back to the old style Battlefield. Now I wasn't entirely sure what that means because we live in the year 2025. When it comes to game developers saying that they're going back to the good old days, that has kind of just been a buzzword for like, I don't know. We're bringing back an old map, maybe. Oh, a gun from the previous game. We brought that back. It generally doesn't usually ring good news to me. The fact that I looked in my loadouts and the first thing I was greeted with was the 4 bespoke classes you would expect to see in the old Battlefields. Genuinely the old Battlefields. Made me so happy. It's just nice to see the recon, support, assault, engineer. It was... and that's it. That's as far as it has to go. Even the gadgets kind of line up with good old Battlefield. It's like the engineer, rocket launchers, anti-air. Assault has like grenade launchers, things like that. The medic obviously has the medic bag and things like that. You know, it's just nice to see familiarity. And it's so good. I mean, whenever they sort of announced this game, it kind of just... me and bro just looked at each other and were like, oh god. Here we go again. This can only mean one thing. It's going to make me depressed again. I'm going to be honest, FPS games lately, like the AAA titles, haven't really been particularly exciting. I mean, Call of Duty, I don't even need to list the issues with it. Apparently it's the new Fortnite, and I've seen enough to justify that shit. This is not that so far. I mean, even with the 2042 Battle Pass releasing cosmetics for the next game, that's a thing. That's why I'm playing 2042 right now. Realism, yes. It's not exactly crazy, but again, these guys are trying to set the baseline for people to buy the game first. So I don't know if they're going to do a COD where game comes out, the cosmetics are a bit wild. Now you've got Stan Smith and Beavis and Butthead. Don't get me wrong, I love Beavis and Butthead, but I don't really understand playing like a map in the middle of like some random Asian country and I've just been absolutely no-scoped by Beavis. It just, like, what is going on anymore? This, however, seems realistic for now. I mean, I know it's a video game, so it doesn't really matter. But the cosmetics lately have gotten a little bit crazy. Like, it doesn't make any more sense than unicorns shitting rainbows or something. It's just completely random. Colours everywhere. Nothing adds up anymore. The theme has just been butchered to turd. There's nothing left. The weapons. Now, the weapons was the bit I was a little bit worried about because, again, 2042's weapon handling and upgrade system seems a bit random. Like, the guns don't feel very great. The attachments for said guns in 2042 seemed really bizarre. It's like you could get underloaded mags or different mags, but they didn't seem to follow a similar theme. Like, oh, an extended version. Oh, a smaller version. And the ammo used to flippity-flop between the mag choices as well, which made it really confusing and weird. Not to mention, like I've already mentioned before, the gun handling wasn't particularly great in 2042. It doesn't feel enjoyable. In this game, however, the weapons, aside from being realistic, of course, the attachments are great. I agree with the way the guns can be balanced. They have like an attachment point system, so you can only go up to a certain points level. It's not about how many attachments, it's about how much they're worth. So you could have a really good recoil balancing barrel, for example, but that will use up, like, say, 1/3 of your entire points allowance with a gun. So it should hopefully rein in people running unbelievably insane, recoilless, high damage meta builds that just absolutely delete everybody. I mean, that's going to happen anyway. It's a competitive shooter. That's always an issue in these games. But with this system, hopefully they rein it in a bit. And I mean, balancing it is easy. You could easily go, like, half a point up or half a point down if an attachment's getting a bit silly. If it's proven to be the meta, this one barrel or attachment on a certain gun, just make it, instead of 1.5, we'll just up it to 2, so you have to lose something else in order to use this. Nice easy balancing system, shouldn't cause too much issues in future. Snipers are pretty good, and I've used them and gotten away with quite a few cheeky kills. Right, how do you do this? Oh, Oh! Could be maybe a bit harder to use, but I mean, in Battlefield, snipers have always generally been a pain in the ass to use. It's only usually been a one-shot headshot across the whole sniper class. So, like, to have them handling a bit quicker in this one, I kind of agree with. Okay, so now the maps. The maps are... I was quite happy with the map layout, actually. I thought the maps were very, very good for games like Conquest. Really, really good. Really, really balanced. You had your short areas, your long-range areas. I mean, there was the map where you're in a ravine where the snipers seem to just be allergic to floor height. They'll just be up there randomly in the mountains and the cliffs. It's quite easy to take them down, though. Like, they may ping you a few times, but by the time you know where they're hiding, that's it. You can just bing. They're out of there. They're off that cliff until they somehow parachute back onto it. Not really an issue, so I'd say the maps are a massive improvement. When it comes to game modes like TDM, or like close quarters style game modes, they've actually thought about that this year. 2042, I played some team deathmatch the other day, and it was fucking abysmal. The maps, they seem to just find a random sort of like kind of close range sort of area in a Conquest map and said, there's a TDM map, have fun guys. It's a horrible mode to play in 2042. However, in Battlefield 6, it felt like Call of Duty in a good way. The maps were laid out where there's multiple elevation changes, lots of cover. You have a long avenue, a short avenue. You know, you could use any gun in TDM, and you could get kills with it. I mean, it might be a bit difficult to use a sniper, but it's close range. What do you expect, right? Even that, it was great. I was playing TDM to try and bump up the attachments on these guns nice and quick before the beta ended. The TDM maps are great. They're really good, and the spawning is what makes me so happy. One of the things I hate about games like Battlefield is respawn delay. It makes me so absurdly angry. I stopped playing Halo Infinite for many reasons, and one of them was genuinely the 7-second respawn delay in Team Deathmatch. Why? It's a game where you have to run to get into a fight 90% of the time anyway. You've got like a 20-30 second run before you see a dude in Conquest most of the time. Why have a respawn delay? It drives me insane. It's so stupid. I wish games would stop doing it. It's just really annoying. I prefer to get straight back in the action if I'm not sat there trying to, like, tweak a gun, stick more attachments on it or whatever. I just want to get right back into the game. That's what it's all about. That little complaint, though, is invalid for the Team Deathmatch mode in Battlefield 6, because there is no respawn delay. Thank God for that. Thank you. Nothing's more annoying than being done in by some cheeky little tactic, like a guy just sat in the corner with a shotgun, or you've just been absolutely nuked by 20 RPGs around the corner. And then you have to sit there for like 5 seconds. Those 5 seconds are absolute misery. I just want to get back in and get that guy. And the TDM mode actually does that. So I'm so thankful for that. It's such a little thing. And I know it probably doesn't really affect many people in gaming, but I hate respawn delay, and I'm so glad we got rid of it for TDM. It makes me so unbelievably happy to just get right back in there and then try and not just get instantly blown up again. The vehicles as well were actually quite fun to use too. I didn't use any air vehicles, but I have heard complaints that they are a bit sluggish in relation to 2042. Now again, I kind of feel like the aircraft, at least in 2042, handled a bit too much like remote control aircraft. They're too... how do we put it? Like, agile. They change direction too quickly, they move too quickly, they don't feel very realistic. In 2042, from the gameplay I've seen online and what I've witnessed myself in game just looking from the ground, the jets do have jet-style handling. They take a while to turn around and stuff, but they can still have a good dogfight if they want to. The helicopters as well, they're not the most agile things. My brother crashed a helicopter a few times because he tried to do an insane maneuver and it wouldn't level out in time because they sort of handle kind of more realistic now. The only complaint with aircraft that I've heard from my brother, because he used to fly the jets quite a lot, especially in the second half of the beta, they're a bit too much like cheese. They just fall to bits too easily, and if the enemy team have got people with stingers everywhere, it can be a bit of a nightmare. And I was that guy with the stinger, and I can confirm, if you've got like 4 or 5 engineers in a game of Conquest and they're packing a stinger, you've got to back up your aircraft with some tanks to get those engineers out of there, because it is such a nightmare. You have to drop in, quickly get whatever you've got to do with that aircraft done ASAP and get out. That's kind of easy for a jet because they're quick as hell, but for the helicopters it's not so easy. They kind of have to hide quite a lot. I was a menace, I'm going to be honest. I just spent most of my Conquest games as engineer. As soon as I see an aircraft, send up a fucking round, and yeah, they didn't have fun. It's just, aircraft is frustrating by the sounds of it. Land vehicles, on the other hand, immense fun. I drove a tank a few times, brilliant fun gunning people down, and with engineer support as well, bloody good fun. I spent an entire game being the repairman for my brother, and we got like, I think we were 1-2 top of the board. All I did was just attack my brother with a blowtorch while he's driving the tank, and yeah, we aced that shit, top of the board. I had like 4 kills, but hey, at least I did something, right? That's all that matters. I'm going to have to say I'm still not pre-ordering. After 2042, it looked really rad, and the robot dogs and the tuk-tuks in the fucking cyclone and whatever the hell was going on. It looked really good, but then when I got into the game, it was kind of like, ooh, yikes. It's not the first time Battlefield's given us some insane trailers, some insane gameplay, and then when launch day comes out, it kind of just makes you really sad. You got so hyped for it, and then it didn't really, no, it just didn't happen, did it? To be fair though, playing this beta, I played the 2042 beta, and aside from some goofy visual bugs that I've dealt with in this beta, and the funny ragdolls which I hope they don't fix, oh, and the flying chairs as well, keep the flying chairs, that's hilarious, we love that. Keep the chairs, they're funny. Aside from like, not really an issue visual bugs, the beta played really, I mean I could play the beta as a full game right now. I could just, if the beta was available, I'd be playing it literally as we're talking about it right now. I'd be done with recording this and be straight back on the beta. I wouldn't complain. I mean, for Christ's sake, it has a leaderboard. That was something we didn't even have in 2042 until, was it a full year we played 2042 without a leaderboard? I'd have to search it up at some point. Do I want to? I probably don't want to search it up actually. I'd like to live in the illusion it only took them a year to give us a functional lead. Battlefield 6. I am very stoked. I'm not pre-ordering, but I'm going to be stuck to YouTube like a hawk for the first few, probably days until I cave in and buy it anyway. If there's no major complaints and the game plays like it did in the beta, I'm probably going to be all over that like, I don't know, like a fly to poop. Flies to a poop. I don't know, a lot of it. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I'd say the beta, I'd rate it an 8 out of 10, honestly. The only reason why the rating isn't, say, like 9 out of 10 is just because I want more guns to play with. I want more maps. Maybe a couple more modes. That's literally all it is. More vehicles. I just need more content. And maybe the visual bugs to be ironed out. I mean, even the balancing. I mean, some people were really upset about the balancing. I've just had a bit of beef with a few dudes using shotguns before. But again, if you know they're using shotguns, you can hang back a bit, pick them off, and then go in. So, my complaints about this game so far, based off the beta, are really minimal and just sort of, kind of, my preference. Doesn't need to happen, but it'd be nice if it did, kind of thing. Really cool, really happy. I just hope this game's rad. I've even had a few funny moments in the stress of trying to play this game against people that are insane. I mean, I haven't played a proper FPS for a long time, so playing this beta was a bit of an eye-opener as to how bad I am. I mean, my accuracy is atrocious, and my ability to respond to situations is non-existent. I'm like a sloth who's had a few beers every time I play a shooter game. I'm just terrible. I'm very rarely on it, but the few times I am, it's great fun. I love this game. It's wicked. Can't wait for the full release. Can't wait to see what they do with the game, and I cannot wait for it to please be a Battlefield that lasts more than 5 minutes. I want this game to last like 3-4 years. I want this Battlefield to be like the Battlefield 3 I used to play back in the day, where I'd get home, boot it up, boom, fun time, hours, good. I want Battlefield back on the radar again, and I want it to start stealing some fan bases from COD and stuff, because it deserves it. This beta is a clear indication they now care, and I hope to God it stays that way. Please make it happen. I'll be so happy if it does.